Weather greetings. Thank you for joining us. This is Sunday. Sunday. This is not Sunday. Sunday. Where did that come from? This is not Sunday night. I guess this is the 222 portal. I don't think I said enough twos, but either way. This is Tuesday night. Hope all is well in your cosmos reality zone place in the universe. So this sort of showed up recently, multiple times. Now this might not make any sense to anybody, or some people don't understand, but we're about to go into a place that is unusual but needed to be said. So it's definitely a form of channeling. Not that I've been channeling before, but this is like a different type. Um, Either way, they're here. The multi-dimensional people are here. Um, so believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's here no matter what. And also, which also I felt multi-dimensional time dimensions. Take it however you want. The word parallel realities also. You can say technically that's all the same thing, but all these terms mean something different for everybody. So trying to make everybody happy, or just make it as confusing as possible. Well, it was never meant to be all that clear to begin with, but because everybody's complicated, so you create your reality so it can be as complicated as you want it to be. And nobody can say no to that. Whatever works for you. Also, Anunnaki control grids. Actually, I was going to go more into Anunnaki. I felt that earlier today, but we are being directed to a different direction. These guys have something to say, so we're going to see what all that is about. This is Untitled Economy of Private Sessions. Oops. Let's see. The shop. I'm on the 4th. I'm going to be on the 6th soon. My energy was kind of tired. It's been a long day. Same situation here. Social no webinar this tomorrow. Social networking behind the scenes. Okay, get ready. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I did an interview today about like kind of pocket dimensions, and you say that's coming up a little bit more. So you have like as many as you want parallel versions of you, but we'll just connect to like 10 versions of yourself, and some of them are very aware of you being here right now. Some of those realities could be third dimension, but you're having more of a psychic intuition where you can literally tap into a version of you that's here right now. Now, does that help you at all? Uh, yes and no. So you can, I mean, it sounds like a movie, but what do you think inspires all that? So you can have a parallel version of you that knows about you, at least on a spiritual level. Obviously, there's alien versions of you know about you too. But yeah, I can have an alien. I guess it's really so complicated, but if you have your crazy pills right next to you, but you can have a version of you that let's put it this way. We'll go like on the light version of this, but spiritually knows about you and is helping you on an energy level. You might even think it's a spirit guide. Well, first of all, you probably don't know who it is at all. Probably know you're detected, but other versions of you doesn't mean you feel like it is another version of you. But you can also have a darker side of you that's trying to sabotage you. Now, why can be anything. So like some people feel like they have a curse. Well, you might have some another version of you that's been either manipulated, taken over because the same energy as you. It's easy to get at you. Yeah. So all right. Well, that was it. Have a nice day. End of the show. I should put on the I'll turn on the outro music. But it get as we go more advanced, more of this type of it's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but it's like, do I have another version of me that's trying to kick my ass, basically? Now, how do you know that it's possible, dude? Most like if it comes to mind, it doesn't mean that's a manipulation. It can mean if you're getting a feeling of that, and most likely it's true. Now, is it rare? It depends on your definition of rare. On a lighter note, though, so there's other multi-dimensional versions of you that, let's see, yeah, you can say are pocket realities where they might know about this dimension that we're in, like another version of but they don't know that you have a version of yourself on this version of Earth. Like there are versions of reality where it's actually trying to help us, which some people might call the Palladians or whoever. They might have a Palladian energy, but it's actually a reality that's very connected to Earth. And you can say some writers might pick up on it. Some artists might pick up on the energies of that. And once again, you go by your intuition. If you feel that you feel this other reality here that is trying to assist, and you might have a version of yourself there. But it feels like usually your other version doesn't know about you because they're usually caught up in their own lives and they have their own thing going. Some might get the awakening. It's like, wait a minute, is there a version of me on that planet? That place is all messed up. it's, it's like that's depressing. It's like, don't tell me that. So I've tapped in this before of other worlds that are way very understanding of us. Maybe not everything, but they know about us what we don't know about them. So now, what do these worlds look like? More advanced spiritually and through technology, also. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're like ultra advanced, but more advanced than us. And they don't have the control grid. And I believe some of those worlds, they don't have a reptilian influence either, which can help. It all depends. Obviously, ours is being suppressed. Our world's being obviously, you know, obviously, just thank you, Joe Biden. Interesting. Jeez. Like when I connect to Joe Biden, like another version of him. There's another version of him that's like a Buck Rogers. So, and of course, there's another version of his Doctor Evil. Well, kind of stupid, but still evil. I guess that's the version we have right now. So, and so, meaning all this is about, like, what's the point of all this? Well, if you're going into your own inner healing and the aliens aren't doing it for you, the the angels aren't doing it for you, but maybe a multi-dimensional earth will do something for you. A parallel version. Maybe you have multiple, which you probably do. We all do. We just don't pick up on it. Many versions of you, all different types, male, female, uh, a gay dog or cat. Either way, or other, let's just concentrate on more on the human versions of you. And, because they could be working with you most likely if you're tapping into it, if you feel it. They're working with you spiritually, and they might not know about you, but you're working together. It's like, because that's like a place that you just left recently, which is really difficult, especially when you're leaving. Like, now how you left is not clear, but I mean, I realize a lot of people are worried about the stock market, crypto, crypto, which is unfortunate. Those are actually subject matters we should care about. But slowly, people will start to tap into their other versions of herself if you need to. Some people need an alien. Some people can actually feel the other versions of themselves, even actually in a relationship, maybe even living a perfect life or a decent life overall. When you're here bagging groceries at the grocery store, um, and this is actually probably more. I mean, parallel versions of us. Everybody has it. It's just maybe not everybody could tap into it. Of course, people tap into their alien versions. I'm not really going into that direction with this. This technically is an alien version. Doesn't really have a Palladian vibe where I'm going with this, but obviously there are Palladian Syrian worlds, Arcturian worlds. We have parallel versions of you, and you feel like you're living that life right now, but yet you're here on this world for various different reasons. And that version of you is definitely you're helping each other. Like you going through this low vibrational earth, you're helping more of your higher vibrational earth either ground its energies or just get more knowledge of the physical realm. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. Learning patience. I mean, when you're a higher dimensional being and you don't need patience, what do you need patience for? So many souls here are learning patience. One of the hardest lessons here is, yeah, as of course, you can be waiting a long time and still nothing ever happens in life. So, like, if you still go to the gym and work out for like a year and see no results, yeah, that's when patience gets kind of wears thin, I guess. So, for the multi-dimensional versions of us, I mean, some people here are time travelers in other realities, and especially when you feel like, I mean, tapping in those vibrations, like I say, it's another way of unlocking yourself. Of course, the Palladian, like if you have a lifetime in the Palladian world, and obviously it's torturous because, like, wow, that's nice, and here I'm here. But you also are teaching your other version of you to, because just because you're in a higher dimensional reality doesn't mean that you're always, going by the rules. I mean, you might have came here to teach another version of yourself to not be so, spoiled or arrogant or whatever it might be, but they can't handle the energies of a third dimensional earth like this one. So you come here to teach your other version of you lessons. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but they might get psychic visions of this earth. It's like, whoa, oh, maybe I should change my ways. Maybe I have it better than I thought. You'd be surprised you incarnate just to fix your problems, but maybe it's not with this version of you. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. A lot of times to fix other versions of yourself that are got kind of, disconnected from what's important. Obviously, tapping into that is not the easiest, but yeah, the multidimensional. I mean, obviously, people are doing it with the secret space program. I mean, what is that? I mean, literally, it's like they're living it right now, right? And they can't seem to let go of it because it's kind of mentally torturous. So, and to heal something like that, so to heal a secret space program life is really just talking about it. But with those that are open minded or get a therapist, yeah, that's going to go really well. Yeah, I remember myself on a spaceship. I was talking to a human frog, and then we got blown into space. Whatever, something like that. And also, many are having difficulties in Mars. Of course, there is positive in Mars, of course, but Mars can be also very dense and low frequency and cause a lot of trauma, especially that connections to it on multi levels. So it's just a lot of. I mean, you create your own reality too. So people don't agree on this multi-dimensional connection, but it's like we're unlocking other versions of ourself for the inner healing to really engage. Like you might see another version of yourself sewing, quilting, or something like that. Like some people here are multi-dimensional beings. Not that say not. I mean, everybody is, but some have that theme in them, meaning they can pick up on other realities, other versions of themselves. That's a blessing and a curse at the same time. There are people here that are time traveler people. There's people here that are flat Earth people. Obviously, the time travel one's just as difficult as the parallel reality, but that's like your job. This is your theme, and it's your job. So, like, what's your theme? It might not always like if you ask somebody that question that does intuitive work, they might not always be able to see it for various different reasons. It's just that, like, are you a multidimensional? I don't even have a word for it. Am I a multidimensional person? Is that my theme to know about other versions of myself and other realities? At least I'm trying to, give this some sense to it. I mean, like I say, everyone has that version of it. They have that ability, but it's not their theme here to know about it too much. It all depends. I mean, some people can tap into it to a certain degree, but some people literally live it and feel it and maybe live too much of it. And they don't know what it is sometimes either. Feel like they're just going crazy. So yeah, just like I feel like the majority of people here, you have at least 12 versions of you that has heavy significance here. Like if you have a version of you that's overeating, you might feel that vibration, start overeating here in this reality too. Of course, also depends on what kind of traumas you've been to, also. That's another way of healing. So yeah, it's tapping into I mean, obviously this isn't gonna click with everybody. But the multi-dimensional theme some of it incarnated with, yeah, it's like you're literally living at parallel realities while living here. And it is extremely torturous because you can't really share it with anybody. But the more that you allow it to come through, the more you can heal it. I mean, more accept yourself. Okay, I'm a multidimensional being. I see myself as a female, a male in other timelines. I see myself as a cat. I see myself as a dog in other realities. It's like kind of like accepting yourself. So now, why that's all happening is soul expansion on multiple levels. Anunnaki energy. Remote view a little bit of that. Um, oh yeah, I visualize them as Arabic. Uh, some of them are skinny, like feminine, like a male model, but it's feminine, no hair. Well, this is the one I'm tapping into at the moment. So Anunnaki, yeah, they have a lot of family feuds. A lot of them don't like each other, but those that do like each other help form our reality. Well, I believe they're part of money. why that was created here. It feels like the Anunnaki also put restrictions on themselves because like they had too much power in the higher dimensions. They caused themselves a lot of difficulties. A lot of them died. So like money is a way of grounding. I know it's difficult for a lot of people in that level, but when you're a multi-dimensional being like an Anunnaki being, when you're practically a god, practically, and you waste away everything, like you don't appreciate anything anymore. And so incarnating on a planet like this where there is money, where you're being kind of forced to appreciate things, you do get, because a lot of, I mean, Anunnaki, at least the version I'm tapping into right now, the males are very feminine, some of them are, and just drama queens. Yeah, it's like a soap opera on some of their worlds. Now, some of them are master geneticists, they don't deal with all that, like Enki. But a lot of Anunnaki are just, I mean, it's always a phase they go through. When they go low, they go low. And I think that worlds like this that they try to develop, a lot of those worlds were destroyed due to their own, I guess, ignorance, however you want to look at that. But some feel like they can get out of anything. That's why some of them are in power here currently. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm feeling Jeff Bezos of Amazon. I feel like he has a lot of Anunnaki technically sold out and laughing about it all the way to the bank until it comes back and kicks him, which I think that's going to happen in this reality. Of course, Amazon itself is like a psyop, and not a full psyop, but part of it is a psyop. Eventually, that'll come more clear. But the Anunnaki control grids, I feel like, yeah, they had a big part in the money system because they feel like they need, yeah, like I say, be less selfish. Some of them, at least. It just, yeah, they're just gods basically, and they need something to like get from them pass the time. Oh, that's good. You're just gonna torture everybody to because they're very good at getting others to do what they want. Not always though. That's why they had to be part of the banking system that we have currently. Kind of force. Well, they're. I mean, the money system, like I said, is part of grounding, depending on how you look at it. And it's just necessary. It's just our world in the past. It depends on who you connect with. It was just too wild. Humans are just didn't know what to do with their abilities. Like some people here are spiritually aware. They know what to do with their powers. But think about taking that energy and give it to an average common man or woman, and they don't know what to do with it. And they might manipulate. I mean, that's the other thing. So as people start awakening, like a brother and sister or a friend, and their intuitive powers get stronger, some of them just use it for manipulation because they don't know. And that's why some of you are here to guard that energy, to calm that down. It's just like if you have overbearing parents that probably have manipulated other worlds and you're living with them, there's possibility you're just there to keep them in check, you can say, not put them in prison, but just to, especially beings that have controlled planets, destroyed them and all that. A lot of them are being a lot of them do have family members living with them, like a warlord or something like that. So Anunnaki control grid energy, some of it has to do with chemtrail technologies that's here. So as they do chemtrails in the snow, I never really looked that up. Yeah, apparently they're around somewhere. I have to look at it. Uh, let's see here. Yeah. Um, Is that the word I was looking for? Well, yeah, that is part of it, but no, it's not. That's not what I'm looking for. Actually, yeah, there's some of that going on. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, yeah, I can definitely see that. Actually, there's another word I was looking for, but I can't figure out what it is. I guess that's not the word I need to go. Yeah, but the chemtrail energy, yeah, they're definitely part. Some Anunnaki and part. Yeah, that's too bad. A lot of them, at least those that are controlling our society, yeah, just a lot of those chemtrails or timelines are put in those chemtrail energies too. For us to intentions are put into it. Um, yeah, just and of course it's up to humanity to trigger it to allow it to happen. Different ways of looking at it. There's another thing. Oh, what it is? I can't think of it. It's not coming in. Anyways, not important. So some of the Anunnaki beings are extreme drama queens also, but they are also very multidimensional here. A lot of the Anunnaki have their presence in South America. It's all around, but a lot of it's in South America right now. So go back to the multi-dimension timeline. It's also like a time clock, like kind of like a time ward reality, um, where souls get renewed. Let's see. It's like a where souls get like they're old and like old in features and body and become younger. Is there parallel realities where that actually exists? So there's other parallel realities where you can get rejuvenated. Something like to like an Atlantean heal, like a healing med bed, but not exactly like that. I don't think it's used very often. There's parallel realities where, and we have that here too, where people are trying to live forever. So there's parallel realities where you can actually be old. When you get older, it can be skin can be renewed, and you look like you're young, but you're still 90 years old. You look like a 20 or a 30-year old. So those are other parallel realities that are connected to ours currently. That's another reason why people want to have longevity and all that because they feel like they can tap into the technology so they can live to 200, 300 years. So there are other versions of Earth where it's happening right now. That's why people are remembering some of those memories to a certain extent. So you can have a lifetime here and remember another parallel version of you, another parallel Earth where you actually live to 1,000. You're also in pretty decent health too. But you feel like your version here needs to live that, but not usually a lot of times no. And when you come to that realization that there's another version of you, so they're living this other lifetime, possibly you might even leave that your current reality because of it. Because you can't live forever, not in this state. But there are worlds version parallel realities where people actually live 1,000 years old. It might not be, everybody, but some can. Yeah, I guess it all depends on DNA. But yeah, let's see, multi dimensions. Of course, a lot of people are Palladians and other realities. They have relationships in these parallel dimensions. Eventually, that will become more clear. Of remembering, like you can have dinner with somebody in a parallel reality, and you can actually start remembering it. All of a sudden, you want to go to dinner with somebody or nobody. So that happens too. Yeah, it's like another version of you is having a good time, and in your current reality, you might not be having the best of time, but all of a sudden you have an urge or want to do something because that other version of you is doing pretty good. So obviously, go on and on with that, but just to give you, like you know, an early connection there. Yeah, it's like understanding your energy signature. What kind of being are you? Are you an alien being? Are you Syrian, Palladian, Arcturian? Or are you a multidimensional person or being, and you're just used to being parallel realities and you just go in between the parallel reality? You just have that knowledge with you. And you have it now here in this reality. And the more you embrace it, the more it will open up. So it's just a lot. There's obviously more to it than that. Those that can remote view decently or very well. Oh, a lot of them are Arcturian beings. It can also be other alien beings too, but the Arcturians are known to remote view of their energy all the time. Yeah, it's like how they're built. That's how they grow as a being, is to continue to tap into other dimensions and realities to see what other beings are doing. So when you're doing that in the fourth dimension, remote viewing as an Arcturian being, for example, and as a human, you're always trying to remote view because you're remembering it. So yeah, just little layers here and there. Of course, there's parallel realities where Trump is president, and that's where some people are tapped into, and they can feel those realities. That's what makes it so frustrating. It's like the other version of Earth has Trump running, and he's doing a decent job too. Of course, there's other darker aspects, but I'm not going to go into that. But there are parallel realities where Trump is president. That's where many people remember it. It's one of the reasons people are pushing for Trump too, because hey, in this other reality, he's doing great. But that doesn't always work here. Sometimes it can. Yeah, it feels like Ronald Reagan is still alive in other dimensions. I'm not sure why he would still be alive. I feel like for some kind of deep state connection there. Anyway, okay, all right. This is going to be a short one. So, I don't know if we need to go to this subject matter in the future, but it does. So, all right. Blessings, everyone, and have a good night. Take care.